but the old Ghost Claw one.
We are we are broadcasting on a
I don't know.
Facebook.
Well, see, here's the
It
thing.
it
I don't know. I don't.
it belongs to it belongs to Bob Jenkins somewhere in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But
Right?
it's a Facebook.
He's like, hey, I'm streaming.
Who the hell are these three people?
It says I'm live right now. Oh,
Well, I guess I'm live. I don't know.
Hello, Mark. Mark, I've been hacked. I've been hacked.
So I made a discovery earlier this week that really annoyed the piss out of me.
Uh-oh.
So the whole thing with this app, the template and everything that I had is just for Android. I thought it was for Android and for iOS, and so now I'm going to have to get a whole iOS one. And now I found I'm going to have to download a virtual operating system so I can make the app for iOS. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass.
Hey,
like I was
thanks
so
Apple.
much because it's like so much shit.
It's gotten very, very convoluted these days. Like even
It's
when
so
Windows, I mean,
complicated.
I remember in the easy days when like, oh, you like Windows, just use Linux. No big
Right.
deal.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's just like, what do you want? This, that. You want with strawberries, without cream? I mean, how do you want it? And it's like, okay, so I only need a few options. Just
Whatever
make them important, useful
But
options.
then
Right,
the problem
but-
is you cut out a section of us. Now.
Yeah, and whatever happened to just whatever just upload and then that's it. Whatever happened to just upload and name it, describe it, and let it ride. You know what I mean? Whatever happened to that shit? It's not like now I'm the old man in IT. Whatever happened? Whatever happened to just regular Wi-Fi?
How do I use this dang thing?
He has now become the elderly IT nerd. Angry
That's
elderly.
like
You can be an old man and angry.
that's kind of
fine.
like the
I
elder.
mean-
That's kind of like the elder millennial, only
Get
smart,
off
with a
my
smart version.
lawn, you
Right.
damn kids, and your Wi-Fi.
Stop trying to hack my Wi-Fi, you dang kids!
Get off my Wi-Fi.
I got multi-factor authentication on your asses.
DOS your
DT bro.
server.
DT bro in the chat and TikTok. What's up, man?
What's up, DT? How you doing?
Hey. We pre-show it.
Pre-showing. That's exactly it.
We're in
Pre-showing.
the pre-show. We're in the pre-show, DT. Why? Man, come on, man.
Welcome
And
to
so
the
still
shit
this
show.
This whole Facebook thing is
Welcome
irritating the hell out of me.
to the shit show.
Welcome to the shit show. Starting out strong today, because with Thomas having the
The Rona.
The Rona.
that Rona with the Rona.
There we go.
That's what he says. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Word on the
Yeah.
street.
That's what just The streets is talking.
Bloody
That's
finger.
what the streets is saying.
Streets are saying.
That's what the
Street
streets is saying.
life.
The curbs are surprisingly silent, but the streets are saying.
Intersections.
The curbs
the-
curbs are for one purpose only, and that is to perform silent dentistry on all of your enemies.
Especially not this.
Little bit. The intersections are to whisper though. Oh. What am I was doing something. There we go.
The biggest water bottle in history.
What in the hell?
What was that?
Well, I was getting onto TikTok so I can go to the live, and I forgot how loud I had my phone up.
I hear you.
Do that all the time.
Right?
Plus,
Forgot
I
about-
switch back. Especially whenever I'm recording or whatever, videos or whatever. I switch back and forth between my Bluetooth headset and especially whenever I'm green screening, I'll use just the phone microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go back and forth so much I'll forget where I am and forget which is which or what's connected at the moment.
I never forget where I am. I just forget why I'm there.
Yeah, I just forget everything.
Reach.
Why am I in this
Recording
room?
in progress.
Alright. Getting everything ready. Ready.
Hitting all the buttons, doing all the things.
Getting all the buttons, doing all the things.
So who's launching this off? I mean, or are we all just
Yeah.
going to talk at once?
I don't know. So, I started watching the newest season of Umbrella Academy. So far, it's
Never
pretty
seen
good.
it. I've never seen it.
Me either.
What? Yo, you need to check it out. It's pretty good. It's really, really good.
If I sat down and
Yeah,
watched every show that people tell me I need to watch, you would never see me again.
Yeah.
No, I'm just telling you, it's a good show. It's good. It's it's a superhero show. It's like almost
I
like
know what
Doom-
it is.
Sort of like Doom Patrol type of thing. Yeah.
Isn't that the one with Elliot Page in it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good show.
and I've heard nothing but good things about Doom Patrol too. Haven't seen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you would love Doom Patrol. I guarantee, Gambit, you would love Doom Patrol. I'm just saying, I get it, Hey, everybody tells you that, this is what you need to see. Because what I know about your taste in movies and TVs and media like that, Gambit,
Yeah. I'm sure I
It is.
would. I'm sure I would. It's the
right up
problem
your
is-
alley. I'm just saying, right up your alley.
I'm not going to sit here and complain about a shared living space with someone else, but I have to be considerate of someone else. So
No, I understand.
whenever I'm trying to watch something, I have to be like, okay, she's
I mean, I know it's not like
she
you can't,
has to be into it too,
right.
basically.
So
And-
you just can't be like,
And it's hard to get her into something. But whenever she finds something that she wants to get into, she's into it. And she
Mhm.
ends up getting me. Like stupid fucking cop shows. Dear,
That's one thing I
Uh.
never picked up. I never picked up during transition is that love of like true crime and cop shows and stuff like that that women
Oh.
seem to adore. I mean, I
She-
just never picked
I-
up that bug.
well, we mostly they're all good. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. But it's just like I'm like, can we try watching The Mandalorian or
Yeah.
like
I
Ahsoka?
mean, at
you
least,
know, you
at
like
least
the
an
first couple
episode,
episodes. You like the first couple episodes. So
like a one or two or three or
watching that.
Nope.
It's
10.
9 p.m. It's 9 p.m.
So-
Do you know where your show host is?
it is 9 p.m.
Okay.
Do you know where your show host is? Ours is out with the vid, out with the COVID. And so,
with the vid.
while I am bald and black, I am not as angry as the villain. I'm a little bit 10% less angry, even though my name, I do identify as angry. Yes, I am. I am one of your three hosts tonight. This is the Villain's View, and we are here sans the villain because, as I said, he is out with COVID. I am the Angry IT Nerd. I am here with Gretchen and Gambit. Please introduce yourselves one at a time. Gambit,
What is that?
one at a time, all together. Who wants to go first?
Hi,
Gambit,
everybody.
Gretchen, one of the two. Speak up.
You already
Now.
said Gambit.
Now.
Gambit,
Now.
go.
Speak
Gambit,
up now.
go.
Speak up now.
Gambit.
Now.
Gambit,
Talk.
go.
Talk.
Hello.
And that is Gambit. Gretchen, talk now.
Man, a few words. Hello, my name is Gretchen. You know me as Trans Gretchen on my only public social media, TikTok. Welcome to everybody, fans, friends, followers, and creepy stalkers who just happen upon lives at the weirdest times when people are talking about them. Tonight is the Villain's View without Thomas. But hello.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
like I said,
that whole deal too. Oh God.
No, let's not go there.
No.
I promise not to talk about it publicly unless my name is dragged into it.
So
Shout out to
today has
DT.
been something. Today
I
has
didn't
been
I didn't
something.
notice any. There's not been really any breaking news. I mean, Trump is still stupid. He's still lying. The
Correct.
big thing is Kamala
the Harris Walls campaign continues to grow.
Right.
right.
the-
And
the-
did
the-
they
the-
fake
It's getting
Did
more
they
and more
fake-
steam every day.
did they fake the photos of their
The
videos
fake-
of their rally at the
The
airport?
fake conspiracy theories crack me up, dude. It's great. It is so beautiful to watch
Oh,
how they jump through these mental hoops of like, how long is this woman's arm? Like, you look at it at an angle, dude.
It is almost like
Do you
it's almost like you
have
get-
you never looked at a picture before?
it is. It's almost like they're just saying stuff just to see what sticks. That's what it really seems like. I'm not sure what's going on.
And that's what they're obsessed with because you saw that presser that Trump
The
did, right?
back-
At least,
the-
at least a
The
part of
backs
it,
the backs of
it was a disaster. And the
You-
only thing he
you
talked
see the
about
same
was
thing, right?
rally size. That's all he talked about. I had the most people, the best
Right?
people. All the people are there all the time. You got
Right?
the best, mostest people.
It's kind of like you're so used to lying, and now you physically can't. So now
Yeah.
you're just gonna make up shit.
Well, see, up until now, nobody really called him out like that. And when they did call him out, he was just like, and
I know it's not true, but I have to wonder: does he really want to win the election? I mean, if he loses, he has an excuse to make a big deal about it, like I was cheated, blah blah blah. He won't quit because his ego won't let him. But I gotta wonder if he really wants to win.
But he don't want to go to jail, so
God,
Yeah, that's fair. But
yeah, he
I
doesn't want to
mean,
go to jail, but at the same time,
I mean,
he's
all well,
he's got to know that this is.
well, as far as I can say this, there's there's a lot of people that make plans on not going to jail and getting out of jail, but this is the one. This is the damnedest plan I've ever heard of. Just let me become president, and so that way I'll never go to jail. Like, all right, man, that's okay. That's your plan.
or hey,
I
what
don't
about
know
this?
how that's gonna work out, but
Yeah, because that's one of the most extreme parts is that they want to like basically make it so that they can't be prosecuted past the president or whatever. So, I mean, why? If he could get back in and push that through, then anything he says or does can't be prosecuted. So,
right.
As an official act. But what about Trump pulling a Glitch McConnell and like completely freezing? And it looked like he was
Yeah.
having a conversation inside of his head because he was like nodding, "Mm, mm." like everybody's had it where you've had a conversation, or argument with somebody, and then after it's over, you think about all the ways that you could have argued or made your point better.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
I
it's
think everybody,
almost
he
but
was
it's,
having that with himself in his head.
yeah,
he was having it with himself in his head in
yes,
real time, not
yes,
after the fact,
In
but
full
in real
display,
time.
just
and you can see that. I mean, you can see the wheels turning, and him. He just said,
and nobody else is
"No, I
really
should have said this."
like, and then the audience starts to do the same thing. They're just start throwing catchphrases at the wall, just seeing what sticks. Like, make
Right?
4 more years, lock her up. Wait,
No,
we
that
pro-
didn't work.
what are we
Wait,
doing now?
uh,
He was just staring into the void. Just
so
Like,
just there,
he
just
he hasn't spoke in like 30 seconds. What are we talking about anymore?
and he
the
didn't really say
so-
much
but the-
for a few
but the
seconds after
best-
either.
the
He
best
turned and looked at people, but he didn't say anything. He was just like,
yeah, pretty much. I mean, and it's like you could. I don't want to say that he's going through like some kind of dementia
That and-
or something like that, or Alzheimer's or early stages of it or something. But
what I love about this conservative fan fiction that keeps going on, this whole thing, because what was even better about that night was I hopped in some lives and they were watching the what was supposed to be the speech, but it was them waiting for Trump to arrive. That whole night was a disaster. They were playing Elvis song. It went from Elvis. This is like everybody's talking about My Heart Will Go On. It went Elvis, and I can't remember which song it was, but Elvis, then My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. And everybody collectively went at the same time. Are you kidding me?
my favorite thing.
This is real life right now.
My favorite thing was the tweet by Laura Trump. Like, I don't care what Celine, who's a non-American, says.
I just did a video on that.
I'll sing her song, and nothing can stop this Titanic. Like, honey, have you seen the movie?
And I guarantee you're going to cry foul and say that it's being suppressed. No, sweetheart. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody.
Oh God, they are literally
Not even your own fucking side.
just
right.
oh, they're collectively falling apart.
Oh, and the whole thing is just it's a train wreck. You just can't stop
Yes,
watching.
Chrissy. Even
Yes.
Celine Dion said, "Really, that song?
Said that song, yeah.
You
And
might want to
everybody's
think
like,
about that. You
so
might
you,
want to think that through."
so you know what that song is attached to, right? You know what movie that goes to, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
and you
if
know
you're a
what
normal,
happens at the end of it, right?
And this all to say that they announced, what was it, 2 days ago, that they'd been hacked by Iran.
why
What?
did it? Why Iran? Why did
Are-
Iran do it? But
I
I
have
mean,
no, I have
look,
no
I don't know
effing
why
clue.
they're fixated on this Titanic thing because normal people aren't having the conversation about whether or not the Titanic went down. We talk about whether or not there was room for Leo on that door or board. Okay, that's the important conversation, not
Right?
whether or not the Titanic went down.
Right?
Hashtag fuck you, Rose.
There was room for Leo. Hashtag there was room for Leo. Hashtag
Yeah.
move over, biatch.
Leo could have fit. Leo could have fit. He could have fit. All of
Yes,
he
I mean-
could have fit.
Mythbusters did tackle that. They did that.
We're talking
mean,
about
even though they
classic
did-
arguments. That's right up there with who shot first. Han shot first. Now shut up.
Right?
Han shot first.
Han shot first.
Like, even though we know logically what happened, we still.
Stop. No. Han shot first.
Right.
The only evidence that I need for Han shot first is whenever Han first saw Darth Vader, he picked his gun up and shot,
Right?
knowing that there was
Didn't
no
even-
chance that he was
didn't-
ever going to hit him. He still
Didn't even
shot.
hesitate.
So-
Didn't even
Yes,
hesitate.
that
No,
was
he
his
didn't.
reaction. He
Because
shot
you know why?
first.
You never know. You never know. You never know. He might be able to just get that one lucky shot in. And if he
Hey.
get that one lucky shot in,
Hey, he knew he was screwed either way.
so it's like, you know what?
Might as well give it a shot.
Let me try and give it a shot.
Literally.
Pow! Damn. Pow, pow. Damn. Oh, damn.
But oh yeah. I was gonna say, what was the other political nonsense that they've been throwing out there? Oh yeah, the war on Christmas in August.
In August.
Oh, my God.
Good lord.
That one
Dug
shit.
up
I've
a
seen
video from
everybody's letting her-
2017 to bitch about it in 2024 in the middle of August about Christmas.
Right?
Like you
Yes,
haven't even
I
had
strung that all together.
you haven't even had the chance to get mad at us for getting the Halloween decorations out yet. I mean, come on.
Come on, motherfuckers!
Like, oh my God.
Let
So
pumpkin
there's no
spice
pleasing you
come out
motherfuckers.
first before we start bitching about Christmas, please.
Right, right.
There's no pleasing you.
Can
Damn.
pumpkin spice come out before we start bitching about Christmas, please?
I don't
I
want
would
to talk
love
about
for it
Christmas.
if you made it to
I don't want to talk
if you
about
made it to
Christmas
Thanksgiving,
until
but
I
I
start calling
realize
people.
that it's going to come quicker.
I don't want to talk about Christmas until I get a chance to call a few women basic for having their pumpkin spice.
Precisely.
I like pumpkin spice. I know.
I
I'm
wait
basic.
for the
I know I'm
chestnut
basic. I know I'm
the
basic.
chestnut praline is what I'm waiting for. That's my go-to. Love the chestnut praline.
I have no dog in this fight.
But that's also at Christmas, which it's
Although-
not because it's August.
Although I will say the chestnut praline is pretty delicious as well too. Yeah. So.
Although I want to be clear about this because we have to understand the crowd that we're dealing with, okay? I once had a friend way back in the day when I was still on Facebook,
Hey.
and Labor Day came along, and he put up this meme, and it said, this post, he was like, I just want everyone to be reminded of what this day is really for. It's not about your cookouts and your barbecues. It's about the soldiers that died. And everybody descended on him like stink on, was like, bro, this is about the workers, not about the soldiers or the veterans that died. That's why it's called Labor Day. Like,
Right.
so pardon me if I'm going to go make some barbecue.
And while I'm making my barbecue, you can just suck it.
You can just suck it. Go on to the veterans. I'm having some ribs. And nothing against veterans, but we've already talked about that. They've got their days. They've got 3, 4 different months of the year for military people and families and all that different stuff. It's like, come on, there's we can have one piddly day for the people that slave to the corporate masters. It's now that I have a job that actually gives me that day off. Most of my jobs leading up to, I had to work holidays like that. They didn't care about their laborers.
Fame. Well, some of their laborers. I was in the
Well,
part that they didn't care about. I was always in the part that they didn't care about. It was like, oh, some of the higher up managers get to take the day off, but the lower, all the main staff has to be there. Oh, okay, cool. I get that.
well, for
And
me it was
Ginger,
different. Every 9 to 5 job I had that day off, but every retail job I had, nah,
oh yeah, retail. No, I was
nah.
managing the garden
Yeah.
center. No, I've had to work those days. But um, Ginge did bring up, in all fairness, everything that's in pumpkin spice is used for folk magic to protect. That is correct. I really don't have a problem with people who drink pumpkin spice anything. I don't personally like it, but I don't like pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin rolls. I don't like pumpkin anything. I like to cut pumpkins up with little faces on them and put candles in them. That is the limit of my involvement with pumpkins.
You know what?
The only
Actually, I
spice that
like.
I want from a pumpkin is the spice I carve into it.
Not gonna lie, I like mixing a little bit of pumpkin spice into pancake batter, and with that and some some brown sugar and cinnamon. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff.
Angry's over here getting X-rated. Talk dirty.
You get a little pat of butter on that motherfucker, and then there's like a nice drizzle of syrup, and when the syrup just rolls right off of it, and you get that little bit of steam from when the pancake right off. You know what I'm talking about, Gambit. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh
I
No,
love
gosh,
my
I,
here's an
I really
pancakes.
don't want to keep doing that voice.
I'm a pancake
I was trying to
aficionado.
do
I
it
love
as
my
little as
pancakes.
possible.
This is something that's interesting and kind of off topic, but
What's up?
the cartoon is kicking people, or Discovery kicks visitors over to Max. I guess it's got to do with Discovery too, because Warner Brothers says its TV channels are worth 9 billion less. That's a bunch of deep diving I'll have to do later.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's wise because it's all owned by Max, and it would just uh want you to go to their website or to their app to
yeah.
subscribe anyway. So
Yeah.
I think it may be kind of like it's a double-edged sword on that one. It may cut down some cost on operations or whatnot, but at the same time, they don't have that
yeah,
almost
MTV.
like that central location,
Well,
you
then
know,
then that
outside
that
of
begs
the network.
that begs the question, as we're already sort of seeing a transformation of the internet as we knew it, since I've been around the internet since accessing the web was a crappy little web browser called Web Crawler. It was an add-on to AOL, America Online. But are we going to
Hmm.
start
Yeah,
seeing websites kind of go the way of older tech and be replaced with apps? Everyone's just going to go the app route.
That's the way it seems like
That's
it. That's the way it seems like that's kind of the trend.
Google, Google, YouTube is going to be everything now.
Pretty much, that's what it seems like.
I mean,
Or is now
it already
from
kind of is.
yeah.
I mean, web crawler and Ask Jeeves is nothing.
Jeeves.
Yeah,
That's Jeeves. Alta Vista, then
Alta
yeah.
Vista. Back when Yahoo was still
Netscape
just
Navigator.
Netscape. God.
Back when Yahoo was.
GeoCities.
Yeah.
Remember GeoCities?
Oh
Oh
god.
man. Wow.
Well, we're bunch of
GeoCities.
bunch of dinosaurs talking about the birth of the internet.
Yeah.
We watched it hatch from an egg and evolve.
Like we were there when it was dial-up. Said we was there before Wi-Fi.
Did anybody have Prodigy?
No, but I knew people that did. And
I
one
was
of our
say, you guys are a
commenters said
couple
that
years
that-
older than me, and I was young for it.
one of our commenters said Netscape's still around. They're just Mozilla now, which would be Firefox.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, AOL is still around, but I mean, they're not. They at one point they were the kings of getting on the internet. That was pretty much the only way you could do it. And then
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean,
56
56,
kbps. I
modem.
remember upgrading from a 14.4 to a
my first modem was a 14.4 modem.
same was
So I remember going from a 14.4, then a 28.8, and then finally when I got a 56. Couldn't tell me shit.
DSL came out, and I was queen of the universe. I was
So
like, no
then-
longer does it take 6 days to download a 2-minute video.
So with me, at the time when high speed data came here, I was working at Time Warner at the time, and so when we rolled it all out and everything, I was one of the first ones that got it in my house because I worked there. And I made sure that the modem that I got was one of the best ones because why? Again,
I
that was
worked
my department, and I worked there.
That's what I used to do. I used to be the build lead for a company that assembled laptops for a company called Winbook. They used to send all the parts over, and we'd put them together. And as a lead and a manager in one of these departments, I had my own laptop signed out to me. So even though it was one of the standard models, I would go to the parts department, which was under my supervision, and I would just give them all of my low end parts. Like, here's my 8 megs of RAM. I want the 32 meg chip, and I would just put them all in my laptop. I was styling with a 75 megahertz processor. Let me tell you.
I knew two friends, or well, I had a friend of mine that had web TV. One of our commenters said something about web TV.
Yeah, I'm so old. I remember web
having
TV.
TV. I had a friend that had his dad had web TV, and my grandmother had web TV. It was so weird.
I'd never had web TV.
I never had web TV.
Yeah.
Oh, but
I'm so old. I remember on my birthday.
Think about like AOL, but text only.
I'm
It
so
was
old.
so
I remember
weird.
that we couldn't even afford a VCR. So whenever my birthday'd come along, my dad would rent one for me and a couple of movies for me and my friends. I couldn't even afford one.
Oh, see,
No,
that, we
I
always
remember
had that.
now,
We had a Betamax. There is
Never had a
still
Betamax.
There is still a Betamax somewhere in this
Well,
house.
my dad had a Betamax, okay, but my mom, all right, my mom got a VCR, right? But it was VCR, but the remote was wired, like it was connected to the
Oh
VCR.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And with
That's crazy.
because my mom liked to sit a little bit further back from the TV, but the wire wasn't long enough to reach, and so I had to go and change the channel on the remote.
Do you remember? Did either of you have those cable boxes that had like 3 rows of numbers and then it had a switch you had to flip for each row? And then you could go down the buttons, but if you wanted to go to the next row, you had to flip the switch and then push the buttons on that one. It's like, that was me. And I would stand next to the TV
Yeah.
pushing buttons while my dad was like, next, next, next. Oh, wait. Oh, next, next.
Oh, somebody in the comments said I had to be the antenna. I said, me too. I was the antenna.
Stand over here
Jomo!
and hold this. Just stand over here and hold this. No, down a little, around a little.
So just move
YMCA.
a little bit to the left. Move. Keep. Go. 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 No, no, no. Stop. Stop.
Perfect.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Perfect. Stay
Get
right
off
there.
the internet. Get off the internet. I'm trying to use the phone. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god. When
And then
my friend
and then that fax machine noise if you picked up the phone whenever somebody was on the internet.
Right.
when my friend got 2 phone lines in her house, we were all so jealous that she could
Same.
be on the
I
internet
had
and
we had
talk
one
to people at the
installed
same
here.
time. God, stupid glasses keep fogging. Oh man. Now some technology comes back, like I've started in the last year or so. I got a record player, I collect vinyl. I don't think like VHS is going to come back because they were just
I hope not. I just threw out a lot of
No.
shit. Like
you could only
10
play a
years-
tape so
10
many
years ago.
times before it started to warp and stretch. Just like
Yeah.
cassettes and 8 tracks are never going to come back. It wasn't a viable,
Mhm.
long-lasting media. So
Right. Uh, no, I don't ever see VHS ever coming back.
Yeah.
Maybe as
Oh.
the only way I could ever see it coming back would be as somebody had as like a collector thing, but not to like watch. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna watch.
Even then, it's kind of a stretch. But
the last VCR I had was probably about 15 years ago. I was still married at the time, and I had bought this big conversion van, and it was totally pimped out from the 70s. It had liftable blinds. It had the back seat folded down into a bed. It had velvet walls in the back, and had a TV and a VCR in the center console. And we would just slap in like Batman '89 wherever we went on vacation for the kids to watch, so they wouldn't bother us. But that was such a pimp mobile. It was such a pimp mobile. Oh my god. I swear people saw me climbing out of that and they're like, yeah, who are you trying to pick up with that thing?
Right.
I needed to get me like a purple velvet suit and some platform shoes whenever I tried that thing.
Oh my god. Yeah. So it was whew, technology back then.
Just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between who are tuning in tonight, this is not a typical format, the villain's view. Thomas is out with the Rona tonight, and we've just been kind of set free to fend for ourselves.
So yeah, we're just kind of bullshitting back and forth. So you know, you could join in the
I
conversation if
apologize
you
in
want.
advance.
You know,
I have gone with the wind on 2 VHS tapes. I still have in my possession my very first VHS tape that I was given for Christmas. It's a copy of Star Trek 2. Even if I had a VHS, it wouldn't. I wore it out. I completely wore it out. I watched it so many times. My family were like, "Stop watching that movie." No, that's why I can still quote it word for word to this day.
you know the funny thing is that all of the VHS I had, I threw them all away except for one set, and it was a Star Wars set, the original set.
The
on
original,
VHS.
Original?
unedited. Yep, the pre
that was-
the re-releases before that. Before
Right.
that.
It was. Those are the only ones I'm not going to get rid of, even though I know they'll never play again. I don't care. It's a collector thing for me.
It is a collector
Yeah.
thing, and that could be worth money. Probably is worth money now to some degree, but
Yeah, it probably is.
I know a lot of people that kept them. I mean, I know a friend of mine that's got the full originals on Laserdisc. Like, remember when Laserdisc tried to get off the ground but didn't quite
Yeah.
resonate with everybody?
Yeah, it's like a compact disc.
But big.
But big. So it's a CD the size of a frickin' vinyl record. I mean,
It's like a. It's a big.
Same thing, right? And
Basically, yeah.
it came out like right before DVDs came out, and DVDs were
It was
like
like,
the size of a compact disc. We're like,
Yep.
right, and then when
hats.
that at about the same time, HD DVDs came out and Blu-rays came out about at the same time. Then I was like,
Yeah,
which do you go
nobody.
with, the HD DVD or the Blu-ray?
Blu-ray
Well,
did better.
and that's where I want to know, where are we going now? Okay, so we're sort of seeing cable kind of going out. I know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people still have it, but I mean, streaming TV is really capturing everybody right now. For example, I don't have cable. I have internet, and then I just have a few streaming services. I don't even watch it through a Roku or anything. I watch them right through my PlayStation. That's where I watch all my stuff. But it's like there are so many streaming services now. When do these companies start like pulling them all together? Like, when can I just pay one price a month for multiple streaming services? So I'm not going to pay for every single streaming service that's out there, even though I want to watch them all. I'm not
Yeah,
paying for
I
Hulu and Prime and Netflix and Disney and Paramount, and it's just, you could go down the list. Every cable station has their own streaming service you got to pay for. I mean, AMC
yeah, yeah.
TV and ESPN. And God, it's too much, man. So, cable people, streaming people, work it out. Let's one little package.
Oh, I could tell you the reason why it's not like that just yet. There's one reason and one reason only. Money.
No,
I
of
mean,
course. I mean, don't give me the logical answer. I
they can
know the
still make
logical
money.
answer.
They can still make money off of people watching just the normal TV.
You're asking me to be logical when you know that's something I
No.
cannot
Raging
do.
capitalism,
I'm
yes.
gonna put it to you like this. All right, again, like I said, I used to work at Time Warner, so the little bit that I know of, I know for a fact, it is all about money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
All about money.
coming from AT&T here.
Now they can, now, without a shadow of a doubt, everything that people want is for convenience of their entertainment and all the other stuff like that with the merging channels, all that stuff like that. That could happen by next week, but it never will because
It won't.
because of money.
And it's about
Because
retention. It's about retention too, and numbers. I may be,
hmm
this isn't really a big secret, and hopefully, Spectrum isn't watching me right now, but I call once a year and I say I'm canceling my service. And they say, why? And I'm like, it's too expensive. I'm like, well, I'm canceling. I've got a new company coming next week. They're like, how about? Okay, yep, cut my bill in half and I'll stay. I've done that 3 years in a row now,
oh
like
no, look,
clockwork. Anything to
I've
keep you.
heard
They'd
there's been
rather have your $50 than not have the $100 that, or any bucks. You know what I mean? Because they
oh
raise it
yeah,
to $100 and then you just call them and get them to cut it in half.
oh yeah, without a doubt, because that you are not the only one. That has been going on for decades. Because soon as some people, they'll figure out, hey, if I just threaten and say, I'm going to leave, then generally somebody will talk to somebody, and then somebody will talk to somebody else, and then they'll give me this amount off
hmm
until they do it too many times, and
hmm
then they'll get hip to it, and they'll say, you know what, bye, or
No,
you
well, this is what happens if you're with AT&T and you do that. You get put in a special queue. I kid you not.
that's about the same thing that happens.
It's basically called the um high adjustment queue with a specialized person that will it they they won't give you they'll give you like knowledge tops, but you yes, I used to work for AT&T. I used to work for I started out in tech support, for iPhones, and then why? Thank you. I started out in tech support for iPhones. Then that became Android and iPhone tech support. Then that became international. We just kept adding on stuff to make us, sorry, more profitable. Then to maximize our profitability, whatever, they said we're going sales, and you can make so much money, and I signed on and was like, okay, cool. Then the pandemic hit, like months within a couple of months after they changed over to sales. And for a couple of months of the pandemic, they were like, okay, we don't care. Don't worry about sales. We'll work it out. We'll pay you your commissions, or we'll work out your commissions, or whatever. But then they switched, and we're still like June of 2020, and they're like, no, now you got to make sales. And I'm like, you bastards, like, people are still losing their jobs right now, and they're begging for help, and you want me to sell them more shit? you understand what is going on right now? And they did not care. They did not care at all.
Yeah, let me tell you this story about
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
about a company that doesn't care. And I will never forget this, because this was a Friday afternoon. I'm at Time Warner, and generally on Friday afternoons, I stay a little bit later because, just simply because of, I ran the warehouse there, and part of my job there was to make sure getting all of the digital boxes from the girls up front, and make sure that the cabinets didn't have any boxes in there for the weekend. Make sure they were empty, and make sure all the boxes were all accounted for. And so generally I would leave at around 6, sometimes 7 on Fridays. Well, this one particular Friday, I'm there, and it's 6, and around 6 o'clock, that's usually when all the girls up front, when they would start, they would already been gone, or at least been kind of, getting ready to leave. So we noticed at around 6 o'clock that even though that is supposed to be just them, and there's supposed to be a few other people that's there still as well, because it's Friday and we all have to a little bit extra on Friday. They're all gone, and they've been gone since like 3, 4. No idea why, and we're just the only ones there abandoned. I'm walking through it, and I'm seeing everybody, just the whole thing is just deserted. We find out from the corporate office that there's been a bomb threat called in. And it was there since 3, whatever like that, and everybody's gone. Nobody told me, nobody told them until everybody else was gone, and then one of the managers called out there and said, "There's been a bomb threat called in, but we don't want to scare the customers, so we want you all to stay up there for a little bit and make sure that that the customers are all taken care of." And we're like, "What?"
No, no.
We're like, "What? Take care of the customer? What?"
Wow.
What do you mean? By by take care of the customers, I assume you mean escort them out the building.
no. And it was,
Please tell me that's what you're trying to tell me. I
and
will
here I
do
am.
so very professionally if you tell me that
here
is
I
what
am.
you need.
Here I am. It's like 5:30, and I'm looking around, and they're supposed to be like breaking down and get ready to be gone because they're all supposed to be gone by 6, and they're just. I'm like, what is going on? Why are you all still here? And why is everybody else gone? What the hell is going on around here? What the hell am I
Otherwise,
doing? It's like
there's
I'm like,
there's always the backup plan. I pull the fire alarm.
and so it's like, and I'm thinking to
That'll
myself,
evacuate
it's like,
the building pretty quick.
I was thinking to myself, it's like, well, damn. As they told them, but nobody thought enough to at least tell my ass. Then shit.
They're like
Yeah.
that angry guy. Screw him. We don't care.
Are you angry? Take care of the
No,
customers.
well, look here.
Make sure.
Well,
Don't forget to sell them the warranty if they purchase anything. Now,
well, look at that time. At that time, it kind of didn't surprise me because I was kind of an asshole. When it came to running that warehouse, I was an asshole. Not gonna lie, I was an asshole because look, when you're responsible for over $100,000 worth of equipment, and that shit could come right out of your paycheck, yeah, you tend to be an asshole. I was a straight up asshole.
Yeah.
And nobody liked me. So
it's not a bomb.
It kind of did surprise me.
Yeah. It's not a bomb. Just a bomb. We
No,
really
not a bomb.
need you.
No, not a bomb.
We really need to. We really need you to come through on this. We're scheduling you a pizza party.
Oh no, they didn't even do all that. They just said, "Look, you got to stay there." They didn't. Even,
Hey,
Wow,
no,
that's
you got to stay there. That's it.
that's rough. Because when I worked for a customer service for a major credit card years ago, and we had a tornado siren go off once, and the managers were running across the floor, just like, "Tell your customers it's a tornado and hang up." So we were just like, "Tornado, gotta go, bye." Then we left for the day. Nothing ever hit the building. We just left for the day. You're over here with bomb threats, and they're like, "Keep working.
Right?
Your fingers they may be bleeding, but I can still see the stubs. Keep working."
Like I'm thinking everything is
well,
normal on
I think I'm
on
pretty-
Friday.
pretty sure
I'm
I've
thinking
worked
everything's
through a
normal on
couple
Friday at
tornadoes,
5:30
too.
and everybody's gone. They've
oh, I
been
know
gone
I've
for
worked through
hours.
tornadoes. What am I talking about? That happened in high school. We had a tornado hit right near the high school that we were okay, this one's going to be a trip. I was in Fiddler on the Roof, and we were rehearsing in the cafeteria at a high school, and we got the sirens went off, and we went into the hallway, and one of the girls is freaking out because we were all in the hallway. Nobody could communicate. This was before cell phones. This was, well, there maybe somebody had a cell phone, but this was like 96, 97. But her dad was outside painting, I believe, at the time the tornado hit, and yeah, nobody had heard from him because we're out in the hallway and we can't communicate other than, "Hey, anybody hear me?" But yeah, me and like two other people started singing "I Believe I Can Fly," don't know why she didn't like me.
Gee, I
no.
wonder.
He was fine. He was just in a different part of the building. He was fine.
So does anybody
Uh,
have any cool projects you're working on? Any self promotions to make? Anybody doing anything fun like that? I mean,
ooh.
obvious.
Well, well, obviously that
Yeah, but
Hashtag
fart
Will's in
bubbles
their
in the bathtub
position.
don't count. Fart bubbles in the bathtub don't count.
Oh man.
well, obviously, since you say that, time for a little quick show on the rules of Nerdquisition that we had a really great guest on a few days ago, Steve Warnack, a writer for Deep Space Nine, and
I stopped by on
he,
that for a little bit. What did he do?
He
he,
wrote the episode "The Abandoned" for Deep Space Nine. I think it was season 4.
in season
The one
3.
where the baby Jim Hadar on
Yep,
the
Yes,
was in
that's
like the
it.
yes,
cargo.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
he,
baby
he
Jim
wrote that.
Hadar and grew up in
like he
But
was
he,
going on a rampage and then just like walked up to Odo and was like, yes, sir.
that is
well,
it.
yeah, because they're all programmed to follow the founders.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, he
Hmm.
talked about how like he initially sent a treatment in for TNG and they didn't go with it. They didn't accept it, but they kind of kept him on the back burner as someone to use in the future. And he ended up getting his start on Deep Space Nine, which is really cool. He's an awesome dude.
Oh,
And
he's
his new
super nice
project
guy.
is fantastic. His new project is fantastic. I'm already hooked. Like I can't wait till it's released in full. It's
Oh yeah,
What
because
is it?
right now, right now it's a audio story, and it is once Gretchen's like she said, once it is finished and he is done and he's produced it out and it is out. Whoo, man, it is good. It is so good.
and we already talked about doing like we'll do the first Helios podcast about the show. Because I
Yeah,
mean, let's be honest, how many
Right.
Star Trek podcasts are there? There is in fact, truth be told, a Star Trek podcast called Just Another Star Trek Podcast. That should tell you how many Star Trek
right.
podcasts there are.
Yeah, but I mean,
We could jump in on the ground floor
we
of some
start from the
new
ground up.
property.
Yeah,
New
we
property, new genre. Well, not new genre, but definitely a new property,
definitely
new
new property.
ideas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was an awesome dude. And he's talked about bringing some other writers on the show and other people that help produce his show. And
And
we're excited about that.
and a couple actors, I think. Whenever they have time
Maybe,
or whatever, yeah. And even
maybe.
the even had three actors that did work on Enterprise.
Ooh,
That work on, that do voices for his show. Yeah.
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, very cool. I'm not gonna hold my breath or say any of the names out loud because the last time I dared to hope that we get a Star Trek celebrity on the show, he was like, everything I heard or understood, he was all into it or was gonna be there until like two
The
days
last
before. It was
minute.
like I need
Yeah.
$500 to appear on your show. Like, honey, we haven't even made $5 yet. We're not about to pay you
It's
500.
Yeah.
like 500, 500. 500 these
Well,
nuts, man.
get back to you.
That's right. But but after this last guest, I thought it was so much more exciting because he gave us a lot of the inside workings. The person we were trying to get just happened to be related to somebody who was in Star Trek, you know.
Right. But he was
Right.
one that, was there, and from there to finish was writing and interacting with the actors and the director and the whole nine, yeah. And so everything that he was telling us and everything like that was all like the behind the scenes stuff and and just telling his whole story about how we got started and
Yeah, I
then
mean,
how we
he
got
got
picked
to
up
meet
and then the
got to
original
meet
story
Ronald.
that that he wrote, they tweaked it to fit, into DS9, and then kind of started off into the whole Jim Hadar. Kind of
Yeah, he
knowing
said
more
that
about the Jim Hadar. Yeah.
Yeah, he said that because he was like, originally it was just an episode about an alien who was found, same premise, just not a Jem'Hadar. And then they're
Right.
like, well, hey, we've got this new species in the show, and they're kind of relentless and crazy. What if we took your story and applied it to one of them? Because really, I think,
Yeah.
again, I said it in a podcast. Deep Space Nine had the benefit of not having the stumbles that TNG went through its first couple seasons. It kind of started on its own strong foot, but it went to a whole new level when they brought in the Jem'Hadar and the Dominion and the Founders. It went to a whole different level. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the first two seasons of Deep Space Nine and focused more on Bajor, its inner or its political standings,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
the Maquis.
right.
That was
Mhm.
more that whole.
Yeah, but they brought in the Jem'Hadar and it became a war epic until season finale
Yeah,
or series
exactly.
finale. It was that's what it
Yeah.
was, a whole war epic. So yeah, it was pretty cool. We're excited about future episodes of getting people back, getting some
So
new
yeah.
some new voices on there.
So yeah, that was a great time, and then yeah, definitely looking forward to definitely Steve coming back. Anybody he brings on, a whole nine. So that was our quick show for the minute.
That was a quick show.
That was our quick
Yeah.
show for the minute. So anybody out there that is listening and wants to check out that episode, you definitely should. It's a great episode. It is on all of our socials, on the YouTube, the Rules and Requisition, the
At
YouTube
Spotify.
channel. It's on Spotify, all over the interwebs and everywhere in between. And check it out. And when Helios comes out, check that out too. Guaranteed you're gonna love it. If you love sci-fi, you love drama, you love like great, post-apocalyptic stories, you will love it.
Yep. Yep. I sent him the exact same text he told me when he gave me his phone number. And he was like, I'll just expect you to send me a text message that says OMFG, I love this. And that's exactly what I texted him when I finished it. I was like, OMG, OMFG, I love this. And he responded and said, thanks, Gretchen. Because he knew exactly who it was. I didn't have to say, hi, this is Gretchen. He was like, thanks, Gretchen.
What did I see? What did I see the other day? That like there was the new Assassin's Creed is already being boycotted by conservatives.
I don't know.
Really?
Haven't played it since Valhalla, and I didn't even get into that one, so I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, let's see if I can pull that up. I know there was something,
Oh,
and it was hilarious.
I got angry with that series when the creator was asked, when are you going to set one in feudal Japan? And even though I know they are making one in feudal Japan now, the fact that he was like, why would I do that? That sounds boring. I was like, you just said no to having your stealth game in probably one of the time periods that's most synonymous with stealth,
Right.
with ninjas and samurais. I mean, come on, man. How do you say that's boring? Get out of
like it
here.
almost fits. Like
It's like
it
too
fits
perfect almost.
right?
Oh
I
gosh.
don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's just is what it is. I guess I don't even know how to process that.
I still need to finish Shogun. I have got to watch the end of that show. I've only seen about half the episodes.
So I still
Oh,
need to.
that's why. Because a black samurai.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
that's.
yeah.
I think but But he's
Assassin's
like,
Creed Shadows is already being branded woke.
so Tom Cruise as the great white as the great white samurai is
the
okay.
the
Is okay.
article the article
So
that I clicked on is oh man, why did this go up? No way. Says is entitled New Video Game Assassin's Creed Shadows has already been labeled woke by right wingers. Yeah, we're exalted too. That's the full name of the
wow,
article.
like this, what we got to now? Like this, at this point, I mean, even though factually and historically there was a black samurai, and this is where we at now, for real.
It's
Like this,
we as marginalized groups, whether you are a person of color, whether you are a woman, whether you are trans or LGBTQ in any way, we can't have the slightest sliver of representation without being called woke. But yet white dudes are on everything, slapped everywhere. I mean, and come on, tell me that The Last Samurai is basically just not Dances with Wolves in another skin, Avatar in another skin. It's all the great white savior movies. It's the same plot in every one. White guy joins the natives, saves the natives from the other white guys.
huh? It's it's great. That sounds great. It's $1 million maker. Like, come
But
on.
where was the outrage? And this is what's funny because only now is
Wait,
everything become
wait,
like
wait,
you
wait,
could not
wait.
make the movie Alien today because they would call it
Okay.
woke. You know what I mean? Because of Ripley. But
Yeah.
back when it came out, nobody cared.
Oh, it was a it was a joke. It was a parody article that says Japanese political aid indicates Assassin's Creed Shadows debacle could escalate into quote unquote diplomatic incident. Parody. It's fucking parody. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, no way, no way. Oh yeah, no way.
It's so frustrating though that it's like I was having when we were talking in pre-show about how like I was having trouble making that video and I kept getting denied by resource, whatever that means.
Yeah.
What I was responding to was yet another person who went onto an ally and a friend's page of mine and left that comment like, we don't care what you do, just stop shoving it down our throats. And it's like, nobody's shoving it down your throats. It's just a simple fact that through various social media platforms, thanks to the internet, we have a platform and a voice, and you have to see us. And we're not shoving it down your throat. You're a consenting adult, are you not? You are choosing to consume it. So because you got on your knees, don't blame me for what happened next.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Boom. Goes the dynamite.
I have those from time to time.
That was the dynamite.
Oh,
That should have been final thoughts.
I know, right? Goes
Still got an
mid-show.
hour to go.
I know.
Mid-show thoughts from Gretchen.
We should reset.
We do need to reset, and that it brings us to the top of the hour, and we are here on GCPR Radio and streaming all through the interwebs on GCPR Live. We are here, and this is the Villain's View. I am the Angry IT Nerd. I am here with Gretchen and General Nate the Great Gambit. We are all up in here in your ear
Hey
holes.
man, why you gotta use my government name?
All the, I know,
The
man.
children have been left unsupervised tonight since Thomas is out with the Rona.
Since Thomas is out with the Rona, the Churins is here, and we is causing a muck. We is running amucks tonight.
Daddy handed us the keys to the Ferrari. We were like, okay.
So you sure you want to do this? I mean,
We can roll this back, right?
we could pull a Ferris Bueller on this one, you know.
Oh, I definitely want a clip of us in a car, like Star Wars music playing as we were launching over. Superman works too, you know.
No. Now we have to. We can. Well, we can. Back to the Future. We can. We can even Deadpool
I'm not following. I'm missing a
The
nerd
Time
reference
travel.
the
here.
time travel. See,
Oh, gotcha. Okay, okay.
see,
I was
Sorry,
I prefer to do my time
we
travel
can
in
achieve the
style.
correct warp factor around the corona of the
gotcha.
sun.
I didn't know that Deadpool did time travel, so must have missed that one.
Oh yeah, at the end of
That's
Deadpool 2, he had a
yeah.
time travel device and went through and reset the the MCU.
Yeah. Well, pretty much reset
Well,
the Fox universe.
reset his own movies.
Yeah,
And
reset the Fox universe,
right.
and then ushered in the way to them moving to the MCU, which was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
now
seen the
Robert Downey
new.
Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom.
I'm sorry. At this point, I'm kind of
Uh,
marveled out. I'm kind of marveled out. It's just the whatever stage or phase or whatever we're in, it's so convoluted and confusing. It's just,
well,
and
that's
I'm
what
a
happens
comic book.
when you bring
We
the
need bail
multiverse in
money
it.
now.
I'm a comic book nerd. I get it. I also grew up knowing that you could go to the comic book store and you could walk down the road and there'd be 7 different titles of Batman, each where he's living a different life in each one. I get that. I understand that. And sometimes these things crossed over, but I mean, the way they're doing it in the movies is confusing even me. And if you're confusing me as someone who is a nerd and can follow this kind of stuff, I can't imagine what you're doing to the general audiences that you're trying most to appeal to.
Right.
Because you need their money. You know we're going to be there. You need to get everybody else who's only, you know, casual fans. It's like I just don't know where they're going. I'm just y'all waited way too long to bring the X-Men, and I'm not even excited about that anymore. Not even
Well, at that
excited
point, I
anymore.
mean,
Ooh,
we
I'm about
can't,
to make a name for myself today.
well, we kind of can't blame him on that one because I mean that was a
That
whole
is the
contract
complete
dispute
wrong
thing.
accent, and I have no shame about
I don't get much better than this shit.
it. You just let
Uh,
everybody know what happened here.
but I think I'm not sure how to process this whole Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom because
It's a
it's
Mel Gibson version of Marvel Universe appearance number 2, The Search for More Money.
exactly. Yeah, I mean he's already
Are
Iron Man, so I mean why does
are
he
they
need to
going
come
to try
back as
and
something else?
are they going to
So
try
many
and write him
zeros.
in as part? Is this supposed to be a multiverse thing, or is it just going to be? Are they going to expect us to assume he's just a different person?
That's what I'm wondering.
That,
Because I mean, if it's a
that's
multiverse
what
thing, then
everybody's wondering. And that's the whole point. Well, and there's multiple ways they could do this. I mean, that there is the option that the option also that this is not going to be like uh, like you never see him without the mask, and you never like he's just playing a completely different character. It is not Tony Stark or has no connection to
Well, if
Tony
he's
Stark
always
at
in the
all.
mask, then
He's
cool,
a
no problem.
completely different character,
Then
which
fine, wear the
just
mask
kind of
and never take it
showing
off.
the, which would be a big flex for Robert Downey Jr. being like, look, I can be your hero and I can be your villain too. Or,
right?
is it going to be like multiversal? Like, is he going to be there? Like, Deadpool and Wolverine introduced this thought or theory of anchor beings. Like, Fox had their anchor being Wolverine, and once Wolverine died, their franchise really died. So
Oh yeah,
why
Falcon.
not
New
pull
what?
over
Yeah,
that anchor being into our universe, and then he can survive here.
I
Well,
guess. I mean, because what they
yeah.
have come after Logan was New
so
Mutants the
then
only
that
thing
was,
that came after
but
that.
that But Wolverine was
yeah, I
that
think so.
universe's anchor being. Now, Tony Stark would be our anchor being, or the 616 universe. And that's how he moves from a different universe and becomes Doctor Doom.
But I don't want Tony Stark / Doctor Doom. I want Doctor Doom to be
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom, not
Yeah,
Tony Stark.
yeah,
Like
because my
Doctor Doom is
only
an interesting enough character on his own. We don't need to cross it with
Yes,
another one.
yes,
well, yeah,
uh,
absolutely, and,
we're on
and
Facebook tonight.
yeah,
It's just on a different,
yeah,
or
it's on the old Facebook
on the
page.
old account. I shared it on my
Yeah, Eric.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
Erica, it's the old Facebook. Since the children have been left to play without supervision, we're still trying to figure everything out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so I was thinking because I talked with this with Ben, and I said the only way I could think that they would bring um, Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom would be if he was like another version of Iron Man that's in one of the Avengers movies he said something about wanting to wrap the whole globe around in a suit of armor to
That was
protect them from
Age of
Thanos.
Ultron. Age of
Yeah,
Ultron.
Age
Yeah.
of Ultron, yes.
Age of Ultron.
And so I thought the only way I could see that he could be Doctor Doom and is actually RDJ would be he actually did that, completed it with the help of Ultron. Somehow or other got corrupted and he became Doctor Doom because, he basically had all the power.
Well,
Because
No,
that's the
I
thing.
don't. I don't
that's
want
the
that.
only way
I
I
don't
could
want that.
think of something like that
No,
of along those
you
lines. That's
need.
the only way I could
He
think
needs.
of.
He needs to pull a Pedro Pascal or just keep his helmet on. You can act
That's
as much as
yeah.
you want behind the mask, but I'm sorry, I don't want to see your face because I'm just going to see Iron Man.
And see,
Yeah,
that's
and,
what.
but see, and the
And
thing
that's
is, and we also talked about this, is that because Doctor Doom is Eastern European, they could have gone a whole range of different route of casting rather than just
Yeah, he's
white
supposed to
guy,
be like Slavic. He's like Slavic, isn't he?
yeah,
Latvian.
yeah,
Lat. Well, that's the name of. Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
Slavic is an
but Slavic,
ethnicity
yeah,
from that
yeah.
part of the world. Yeah.
but yeah,
But too, then he he could really flex on it too. With the mask on. Plus, supposedly they're not going to do like an origin with Fantastic Four. They're going to just be like, "Hey, these characters. Here they are." This is not going to be. They're not going to pander to like an origin story, much the same way they did with Spider-Man. They're trying to learn from that
Yeah.
and be
It's
like,
like
"Hey,
right.
yeah, like
here's your
Batman.
characters. You already know them. Let's go."
Like the Batman when it came out. They didn't
Yeah,
the new one. They
Yeah,
didn't have to do the origin story. Everybody knows the origin of Batman, okay? His mommy and his daddy
don't need
got
to see it
shot.
again.
We don't need to see
yeah,
another version of it. There's been so many versions of it. I'm done. I'm done.
yeah, exactly.
Superman, we don't need his origin. He
We already
crashed on our
know.
planet. Here he is.
Yeah,
That's it.
no matter every version, every
I'm
multiverse
over
version,
it.
he's from
I'm
Krypton.
over
It
it.
blows up. He lands on Earth. Then from there it changes, but every multiverse story is always the same with Superman. Krypton
Hmm.
blows up, comes to Earth.
Comes to Earth. Yeah, it's just
And again, it's
no more
and
origin
with
stories.
Spider-Man. With
Same
Spider-Man, they
shit,
didn't.
different plot hole.
Yeah, it's like with Spider-Man,
Right.
they didn't go through a whole thing with Spider-Man. How did he get his powers? How did he do this? And yada yada yada. He already had his powers. He was already Spider-Man. It just
Yeah,
so happens
they
that Aunt May died.
they introduced him.
Yeah,
They
Mhm.
introduced him in Civil War, and Iron Man basically just grabbed his iPhone and was like, pulled up YouTube like, "This you?"
This you?
said, did you?
This
Yeah,
you?
'cause he
This
was already
you? This
Spider-Man.
you?
He was already doing his Spider-Man things. Yeah,
Yeah. And so the only thing they introduced was just the new suit, but he was already Spider-Man.
right. That saved valuable time though, because he was only had a marginal part in Civil War, but he was able to jump into his movies, whether you like them or not. There's some, some
Hmm.
people do, some people don't. They're okay. He's not my favorite Spider-Man, but he was fine. I don't have a problem with him. But he could jump right into what was it, Homecoming? Was that the first one?
Yeah,
Yes.
Homecoming.
And just jump right into it and be Spider-Man without an hour of chasing school buses and getting bullied at school and getting bit by a spider. I don't need to see that.
Right, because
Flash Thompson, Uncle Ben.
Right,
With
all
great
that.
power comes great responsibility.
Right. And I mean, I don't, Fantastic Four may be a little less known to modern audiences, but I mean, we all know the story. They flew up in space, there was a storm, something
so
happened,
they got hit with meteors and
they got zappity
cosmic
zapped and
rays.
Yeah, I mean,
cosmic rays, right?
I see that more of like a flashback, or like we briefly mentioned it as the story is progressing.
The
we
Like
the
a-
reason
we can
or
allude
like
to it.
the minute or 2 minute or 3 minute opener to the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
You just
yeah,
see,
just a montage,
Yeah.
in the opening credits. That's all you
yeah,
need.
you see
I
you
mean,
see them
we've-
go up into the rocket. You see the rocket go into the space. You see a meteor shower, and then boom, and then you see them crash
Things
down.
happen.
Yeah,
But we've already seen it. Even people, I mean, we saw Mr. Fantastic for what, 10 minutes in the middle of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Or was that the one he was in?
Yeah.
multiverse.
Yeah.
Madness. Yep.
Everybody knew who he was when he walked on the screen before he got spaghettified, but I mean,
Yeah.
everybody knew who he was. Everybody
Did that
knew.
man wrong?
They did just they did just
It was a
all wrong.
multiverse. It
All
was a
sorts of wrong.
multiverse version. Everybody knew what it meant when Stewart rolled out in the cartoon version of the X chair with the cartoon music playing in the background. I mean, come on, like that was some awesome stuff.
Did it wrong? Did Black Bolt wrong? Especially did Black Bolt wrong.
I don't
Black
care
Bolt.
about Black Bolt.
I don't care about it. What was that? Was that the Eternals or the Immortal? Which one was
It
that?
was
The Inhuman.
The- The
Inhumans.
Inhumans. Thank you. Yeah, the TV show. I never watched it. You know why?
I
And
It
really
was-
like
because here's the
Hands on
thing,
Mount
they-
too.
No, the Inhumans. What they should have done instead of making that. First off, they fucked up the Inhumans all completely wrong. I mean, dude, it was all completely wrong because how they did Black Bolt was wrong. How they did Medusa was wrong. It was It was just wrong. Everything about it was wrong.
The thing that got me about the TV show was, and this is actually a testament to this actor, I don't know his name, but the actor who played Ramsay Bolton or Ramsay Snow from Game of
Mhm.
Thrones, the one that tortured Theon, and
Yeah.
he was so good at that role, you hated him.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I saw people getting all the crap for the guy that played, who was the guy who replaced Captain America in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Not Anthony Mackie, the other dude, the Patriot dude.
John. John.
Yeah, him.
God.
John Wyatt, isn't it?
Probably,
No,
but
it's
everyone.
No, I mean, I know the actor's name is Wyatt Russell, but his name is
Wyatt Russell.
The character's name is John.
My point is this, though.
Yeah.
He played the role
John
so
something.
well. He played the role so well that he was getting hate mail for playing the character the way that it was written, which was to hate
Yeah.
him. You were not supposed to
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
Same with Ramsay Snow, and he did it so well. When I found out that actor was going, that guy, I don't hate
And
him,
here's
but
the
I
thing.
hate him.
And here's the thing, he was the bad guy of that show too.
Probably shocking. He's a good actor when it comes, obviously great when it comes to villains. He was terrifying as Ramsay Snow, just because he was so crazy and off,
Oh yeah.
unhinged. I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because episode to episode, you had no clue what he was gonna do.
I will never forget him having breakfast with Theon tied up to that thing and him holding the sausage and just wiggling it before he eats it. Just like,
And the
After
look that Theon
what it-
gives him, it's like,
after
don't know,
what had
just
happened, you know.
said, I don't know, this is just pork sausage. I was like,
Oh, jeez.
ah, so yeah, and it's but here's the thing, and I tried, and for some reason I'm trying, but I just can't quite get into House of Dragons. I don't know why.
I've watched it. It's okay. It's okay. It's not my favorite. The season
I don't know.
finale was kind of boring. It was long and drawn out. I know they don't want to have dragon battles every week, but you know why I'm watching the show?
It's
I
for
want
the
dragon
dragons.
battles every week. I want dragon battles every week.
Like I get it. I
We
mean,
had
House of
we
Dragons.
had we had the
Where the dragons?
opportunity to get way more dragons. We had to wait so long in Game of Thrones to get any real good dragon action. There were a few little scenes along the way, but I'm sorry, until Drogon burned the loot train, we just weren't getting the dragon content. Or when they stole the ships from, from Slaver's Bay or whatever.
Right.
But man, come on. I mean, I was like, okay, House of the Dragon. This is when Targaryens had all the dragons. Let's see all the dragons all the time. And they're like, we didn't want to overdo it with the Dragon Wars. Oh, shut up. Give me Dragon Wars.
Right.
What have we had before this? And as far as like dragon content or movies, I mean, Dragonheart with Sean Connery, that was a disaster. Aragon, that was a disaster. The last good
Yeah.
dragon movie I remember was 1981's Dragon Slayer with Peter McNichol, the Disney movie.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was. Yeah. That. Yeah.
Reach, reach
That's
way back in the cabinet for that one.
that's
It's a
fairly
good movie
accurate.
because it's a good movie. It's got a good plot line. The story's pretty well written. The dragon for the era looked really good given the time frame, and it had a kick-ass name too. I mean, not many people name dragons so cool. What can I say?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Over here. Oh, over on the YouTube chat, Chuckles in the comments says, talking about Pedro Pascal, said he makes his he makes good excuse me. God damn. He makes good villains as well as heroes.
This is
So
correct.
that is true. That is facts.
Pedro Pascal is getting he is just blowing up everywhere now, which is fantastic. He's a
Yeah.
Yeah,
fantastic actor.
absolutely.
Like, and he's flexing everywhere. It's
Well,
awesome.
and we all saw him first on Game of Thrones as Prince Oberyn when he got his head crushed by the mountain.
Right? And it's like that's a horrible way to die.
That show, and this is something that's been a problem in movies and TVs a long time, is that the excessive amount of violence we've seen that women or people of color undertake in movies, just because
Hmm.
it's always white leads. But Game of Thrones took it to a whole new level with just the amount of torture and sheer pain and misery that show put not only women but anybody who was LGBT, and there was no trans people in the show, but
Right?
anybody who was lesbian or gay in that show like had a violent, horrible end.
Like if you literally weren't like one of the like like royal blood or upper class or whatever the case, yeah, you were fucked. Like throughout the you yeah, you were fucked.
And here I'm the person. It's just I know as someone who writes, people who have read my stuff before want to read it, and I haven't finished something. I understand ADHD and getting distracted and not being able to finish something. But the last Game of Thrones book, the last Song of Ice and Fire book came out, what, 2011? Enough is enough. You're almost dead. Finish the books. Stop with all the side projects. I don't care about Dunk and Egg, the TV show on freaking HBO. I want you to finish The Song of Ice and Fire. I need you to finish it in book form and show me that your ending is better than the one they gave us on the show.
Right?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stand on this hill till I die. That ending was the same as the turn that Luke Skywalker took in Last Jedi. Completely out of character. Completely out of
Yeah.
character.
That ending
Yeah.
was ass.
It was ass. It was a 12-pack ass. It was a keg of ass.
It was definitely
It was
Definitely
definitely a
a-
keg of ass. That ending was definitely a keg of ass.
okay.
I know, Thomas. I know you're probably watching and you heard that. We're calling that a keg. It is a keg of ass.
Either that or he's asleep and he'll watch it.
Or that too. Because of the road.
He was in the live a little while ago, like when we first started, like sharing and boosting and stuff. So, but hopefully he's getting some rest and it's not that bad of a case of Rona. I have not had it yet that I'm aware of. So,
Oh, but
but
still hope he's getting his rest. Get your rest,
I'm
Thomas.
just one of those. I'm one of those weirdos that's been vaxxed and multi-boosted. So,
Yeah.
it's like,
And I don't really wear a mask anymore, but
no.
when I did, whenever there was, in the heart of it, and through a lot of it, the aftermath too. But
Yeah, I don't wear a mask too often, but I do wear gloves.
That's fair. I have one of those little on my purse. Those the little mini hand sanitizers. I've got this like
Mhm.
little rubber thing that clasps onto my purse and you can put
yeah,
fresh bottles into it. It's always hanging there. So I'm just like squirt, 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 squirt. Anytime I touch anything in public, squirt, 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 squirt. I'm a compulsive hand washer anyway. So I
Mhm.
mean I gotta have stuff with me.
right, right.
Squirt, 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 squirt.
Squirt, 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 squirt. All you
Danny,
weird anti-trans people don't get any ideas. Everyone's like, what do I say to that? Anyway.
Ain't nobody said.
Anyway.
Yeah,
What
So-
about there was some Disney announcements at D23. Was that this weekend?
yes, it was.
So we're getting a Mandalorian and a movie called The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Grogu. Yeah.
Okay.
I had heard rumors for
Wow.
a long time they were going to kind of do a crossover with like Ahsoka, Boba Fett, and Mandalorian into kind of like a Marvel style Avengers movie send off to finish all them shows. But I don't know if they're going to do that now. I can't see them not having Ahsoka. Well, obviously Ahsoka has a. They're going to have to. It ended on a cliffhanger. We got to know what happens. You know.
Because I mean, they're stuck on the spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen Ahsoka yet.
Right.
They're stuck in another galaxy. So
Yeah.
we got to
They
know
they
how they get back. You know.
they're in a galaxy even farther away.
Yeah. They're like in the other galaxy. Like
No.
said they're on the south side of the universe. You know?
The south side of the universe.
Right? They went to
When
the
they
south.
get over to the other galaxy, lock the door.
Right? Roll them up.
I don't know this neighborhood.
What's the GPS say? What's the GPS say?
Rerouting. What street is that? What street is that?
All right, I just got a text message that completely blew my mind. Like, wow. Woo.
Uh-oh.
It's good in a good way, in a good
Oh,
way.
okay. I was about to say.
What? What? I okay. Whew. Whew. That's awesome. it's in relation to my Florida trip at the end of the month, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway. Well,
Oh. Well, that's awesome.
yes, yes, very awesome. I don't even know how to process it at the moment.
Mhm.
Holy cow. Oh.
Oh, so
So,
What were we talking about? I forgot.
where'd we go? Sorry, Gretchen derailed the
I don't know.
show. Like,
I don't know. I forgot. But I did have one of those. So, all right. I think we need to figure out what what movie are we gonna do for plot a holes
Oh God.
because I
How is the Thomas ain't even here in this and
no
what
because we
was
all
this
this?
we all
this
we
idea
know
comes up even?
no because we know what Thomas wants to
Okay.
watch.
What
We
does
know
Thomas want to watch?
that bird bath or
Oh
whatever.
God. Oh God.
He wants to watch that bird bath movie. All right. I don't know if I don't know if I want to watch that or not.
I believe you made that clear. You threatened to punch him in the throat. Le-
Okay, I wasn't sure if that if
I mean,
I wasn't sure if I made
angry.
my stance, kind of.
I don't want to speak for
What was this other
Mr.
movie that
McCormick,
people were
but
talking about though? This like, I don't know, Ninja something,
New York Ninja.
New York Ninja. Thank you. I know something
Yeah.
that had been suggested a few times. But is that what we're going to be sticking with, or just doing like these camp movies? Is that sort of the goal with plot a-holes, or are we not going to ever like attack like popular movies and really tear them apart and be the a-holes that we can and really make people mad with our? How safe are we
I
playing it? I mean, it's easy to tear apart a B-rated movie.
right. I mean, I I so I so want to tackle one of the Batman movies, but I don't at the same time. And like
oh,
I so want to
I'll
do
go.
one of the Justice Leagues, like
Oh God.
Well, we already did Justice
not
League.
not that I mean the
I still haven't made it
The Zack
through.
Snyder one.
I still haven't made it through. I don't think I don't think y'all understand ADHD. Like 4 hours.
Oh, I understand it. It just it
Oh no,
comes
I
in
did.
so many different forms. Me, like I have trouble reading books. Like I like to read, but it's very difficult for me because I get distracted very easily unless it's something I get into, which drives me crazy because Harry Potter was one of them. I got so into those books, my ADHD was hyper focused on it, and I couldn't anything else around me, y'all gone. Y'all ain't even here.
I just,
Just don't. I can't hear
Hmm.
you. I can hear you. Nobody home. Nobody home. Nobody home. Nobody home. I mean, just don't talk to me. And I did the same thing with that movie. I kind of got locked into it. I thought it was a. It's still a meh movie, but it's better than way better than what we got in the theaters.
Joss. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Joss was just the Avengers
But
with DC characters, and it was like you literally just
Oh,
did
and
the same thing.
Joss is
But then
problematic at best at this point
yeah,
too, which is why he's gone.
and then you add in the CGI problems, and it's like, what happened here?
Yeah, the CG we there was no short amount of discussion about the CGI mustache.
oh my god, that was so so bad, so bad. And
And they still haven't
They still
figured
have
it
yet to
out
fix
yet.
it.
Because even like the Flash movie I was still like, why are that? I mean, I know Disney is good, but why are they leaps and bounds over you? You're both animation companies. It's
So
a
you
damn
both,
shame.
yeah, you both,
The problem is I think the basic problem is Marvel took the time, even though not all their movies were great, they took the time to introduce every character, give you origin stories, and build everything up to something over multiple years of movies. DC was like, we're greedy, we want what you have. We're just going to give you two, 3 movies, and boom, here's Justice League. And before you knew it, it was all over the place. And you're just like, what is this hot mess?
but you don't want to know the craziest thing is if DC just did a live action version of some of their animated movies, that would make money.
Oh God, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to see Mask of Phantasm live action?
Exactly.
That'd be fantastic. Fantastic.
Right? Yeah.
Any
And
number, there's so many Superman titles in animated form that would translate into perfect live action stories.
yeah, even the ones that like are set in like, World War II or, ones like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though you set those live action, take those animated ones. You could even word for word script it out, word for word. Live action, that will make money.
And what is this one you were telling me about? You said it's on Prime.
The
Like
new one.
you mentioned it to me like the same
Oh,
day I read an article about it in the USA Today, and
yeah.
this woman was just raving about it. She said it's
Yeah,
That
fantastic.
Batman.
it operates. It operates a lot of the same way. I've only heard about it, but supposedly it operates a lot of the same way, where it's not like pandering to a backstory. It's like here's Batman, here's the Riddler, the Penguin. There's not like an origin to these people. It's just like here they are.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I think the Penguin is a woman
yep.
in this one, and
Yeah. The
and
Penguin is
there's
a woman.
no explanation why, and
Who
and
cares?
that's even better
Yeah.
because it's like no, we don't need to. It's
No,
not,
No
yeah,
reason to even
'cause-
it's
mention
not
it. She's
important
Yeah.
to the
it's
characters, so we're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, it's
No.
Batman Cape Crusader.
Cape Crusader.
And
Okay, I need to check that out. So
oh yeah, definitely. And just like how, where they brought in like different characters and like how they did Harley Quinn. Except with Harley Quinn in this one, she's not blonde haired, blue eyes. She is like mm, Middle Eastern or
okay,
maybe Latina. But yeah, brown hair, really just kind of yeah, just nowhere near as how she was drawn or depicted in like Arkham games or in the animated series or anything like that. Yeah,
Huh.
They
Any
did a
other media,
whole-
really?
how they did. Two Face is sort of the same, but instead of making Dent being like the righteous savior of Gotham, they made him be more like a corrupt lawyer type of thing.
I know,
So,
I know
yeah.
I know a few corrupt lawyers. Makes sense.
Yeah, and so
It's
They
always
kinda-
good to have a couple around.
yeah, and so all of the
No
the-
no
the villains
shortage of
there
them
were
on
just
on
kinda-
TikTok either.
Got to
Right.
keep some good ones and some bad ones.
There's no
Yeah,
shortage of
so-
bad ones on TikTok either.
And so
Anyway.
when you see the bad guys, they're when
Got to
they're
keep
not
your Saul
when they're not
Goodmans
being
around.
when they're not being the bad guys, you could tell. Oh yeah, they do some fuck shit.
Well, good. I want to check it out. Now, what do you guys think about this Joker 2? Is it a musical? Is it not a musical? Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn thing we got going on.
I
I mean, the first one was a decent movie, but I felt it over glorified mental health in a way that
Yeah.
yeah
not in a
yeah
good way. It painted it in a negative light, really.
Yeah.
yeah absolutely. So I don't know. I don't know, 'cause I think they tried to. it's- I'm not sure if it was supposed to be billed as a musical or what, but
Well, the director is saying it's not a traditional musical. It's just music is a very important element in the movie. And I don't even, what is this crazy Joker Folie à
okay.
deux? Folie à deux? I can't even pronounce it. I ain't saying like a Batman. Hey, come on. What are you talking about? What is happening?
But I don't know. I don't know what to make about that just yet. I usually tend
No.
to reserve all my judgments until after I've seen the movie,
Of course, of course.
but I get if you want to try to make it somewhat of a musical or you want to, add music to it. You bring in you bring a very well-known pop singer. Okay, I get it. That's why you got your Lady Gaga. Because I guess apparently her whatever going on in her head is expressed out in music. That's the only thing I can assume of. Just simply
Okay.
because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, who knows? I read that I don't know how I mean I know all of you guys are gamers to some degree or whatever, but I heard that Borderlands successfully crashed and burned this weekend.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It's got like 51% audience review on Rotten Tomatoes and only like 6% from critic reviews. Came
Wow.
in
Ooh.
came in third place behind Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously, which still haven't had a strong third week, and then Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively's movie came out. So, but yeah, it got trashed, which is crazy to think that like they're just calling it a convoluted mess, which you'd think. I mean, the game itself is irreverent anyway. And then you had this all-star cast. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart, but I did like him in Jumanji, and I thought Roland was a great role for him. Jack Black is freaking Claptrap. You had two-time Oscar winner Kate Blanchett, and you can't do something with that. But there was a lot of post-production rewrites and crap going on, and I haven't been a big fan of Eli Roth in many years. I don't think he's done anything amazing, but that's just me.
Nonsense. Well, that's a good thing Eli Roth was in his Lied. That was 2006, I want to say.
I can't remember much of what I remember he did Hostel, right? Wasn't that him? Did he do Hostel?
I don't know.
So,
We shall
Yeah.
consult the oracle.
We are going to consult the oracle. The oracle of the Googles.
the Oracle of Google?
The oracle
Yes.
of the Googles.
Well, he was the bear Jew in Inglorious Bastards.
Right.
Inglorious Bastards, not Thanksgiving.
Oh, wait, he was in She Hulk.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hostel,
Oh,
yeah, he
yeah,
did.
that's
He
right.
was
He was.
Hostel.
Yeah.
Was Hostel.
It's like, wait, he was in the Hulk. He was Abomination. And then I was like, wait a minute, She Hulk. Duh.
He wasn't the Abomination. That was somebody else.
No, that was Tim Roth.
Tim Roth thinking, yeah.
Oh, I was. Eli Roth. Tim
Two different
Yeah.
Roths, yeah.
Roth. Yeah.
There we go.
He was in Godzilla King of Monsters. What? Interesting.
Glorious Bastards, Hostel, Thanksgiving.
At least it wasn't
Yep.
Thanksgiving.
Right.
Now look who's getting stuffed. We can't even talk about that scene on this show.
Yeah.
Why not, Gretchen?
It's adult nature. It's adult in theme and
I don't think
content.
that's even PG.
No, it's not even PG. It's not even PG-13. That's NC-17 right there.
That's what we're past 9 o'clock.
Oh my god.
Oh,
We're almost to the 10
But-
o'clock hour.
yeah, we're getting there. Well, it's
Oh, yeah, that's
10:40
right.
here.
It's 10 for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in Central Time Zone.
But it is almost 11 for us, and that means coming up next, it is Conversations with T. Nathan. That is coming up next. And probably he's going to be talking about that. If he hasn't already, I don't know if he has or not, but he's probably going to talk about the girl that got Trump tattooed on her forehead.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
he
We
I
all
believe
thought
he
the
told-
we all thought the guy who did the Trump, fist in the air with the bloody face that looked like Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean,
man,
I
I thought
I thought that guy was bad. I wanted to comment on his video and be like, "Why so serious?"
Right?
I thought Forgiato Blow was bad. Like
Oh,
he had
man.
Trump, like somewhere like right here. I'm like, really? You guys?
I know we don't have
I-
to imagine it, but imagine making a politician your entire personality. Like,
I don't know. I saw one soon as after I saw that girl.
Not a cult.
I saw
Not a cult.
some dude that put MAGA right under his throat, and it said something about truth or something like that, or some shit like that. It was right on his throat, and I'm like,
mm-mm.
why, just why,
Yeah.
why? I don't get that.
I
don't
would
get it.
never
I don't
get
get it.
any tattoo of any sort, even if it wasn't a name, on my face or on my neck.
Mm-mm.
I won't even do my hands or feet.
No.
I don't judge other people, but I do personally for myself feel like I need to be able to put on a long sleeve shirt and a pair of pants and you not know I have any tattoos. I mean,
Right.
I have two very large tattoos. They're on my calves, but I mean, I can wear a long skirt and you don't know.
Right? So
Not that I do. I'll wear short shorts and show them off. But the point is, I'm not going to get anything right here. Or that dude, what's that dude on TikTok that every time you insult him or comment, gets you tattooed on his body? You seen that dude?
Oh,
No, I
God.
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that, but I think I may need to look for that.
He gets
Uh.
trolls in his comments, and then he will go and have their names or their faces tattooed on his body, or his whole face and body is cut. He's so weird. He's so weird.
It's usually something disparaging against them, but
Yeah, usually.
but
But just the
Uh,
simple
It's,
fact is that he would tattoo something like that on his body. Like,
yeah.
I don't get that.
People do
And I
the
don't-
strangest things for fame. They do the
That is it,
strangest
and I
things
don't-
for fame.
True.
Like I
That
said
is
in
true.
Thomas's Thomas's video earlier, clicks, likes, and views. It's the name of the game. We're in it too, but
Yeah, we're all in it.
at least we got
nobody's free of
at
it.
least we
Yeah,
got
but I
some
mean-
fucking standards.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna tattoo this.
Yeah.
Just, you
No,
know what I
but
mean?
Some people do go to extremes. I
I mean, this is the money maker.
Right? I'm not
But I
gonna.
mean, one
I'm
of
not
the
gonna
things that
put.
I've covered.
I'm not gonna cover
One-
the moneymaker up like that.
One of the things I've covered is like when it comes to trans creators, I've said it 100 times. It's taken me 4 years to crawl to just 13,000 followers. But if I wanted to get 100,000 followers by the end of the week, I would just make my next video. Hi, my name's Gretchen. I'm trans and I'm conservative. And then boom, I will
Right.
start getting clicks and likes and follows.
By the end of the week, you'd be at over 100K, and then by next week, you'd be at 500. Then the week after, you'd be at 1 million.
And then I'd be like, psych.
Ha! Sorry, sucker. You can say, got you, sucker.
But I mean, there's just so many that there's that kind of behavior. There's the people that tattoo their face, that there's people that, tokenize LGBTQ people for fundraisers and then tell them to get lost when it's over. There's all kinds of things that people do for clicks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So I mean, I guess
Sorry.
if your OnlyFans wasn't OnlyFanning, and the only thing you could do is put Trump on your forehead, you do you. I guess. I mean,
That's the sad thing. I could actually do an OnlyFans because I'm a specialty item. People seek out that kind of stuff, but no, no. I'm more modest than that. And yes, you can find me and my username on OnlyFans, but there is no content. So if you want to go sign up and pay me, that's fine, but I'm not going to post any pictures.
or
I will.
or
I
what
will.
you could do,
I will.
or
You
what
can
you
pay
could,
me for my sick ass memes.
no, what you could put on there. Here's what you could put on there. You could put on there anybody that sends you a dick pic. Right up there on that OnlyFans. You
Yeah,
say-
I could do that. I also thought about, hey, if you're one of those like deprivation kink kind of guys, you're into like findoms or something, I will write you strongly worded emails for the low, low price of $25 per page.
That's a deal.
I will insult
That's a
you
deal.
from horizon to horizon, from sunset until sunup. I will make you feel bad.
See, that's a deal.
I will make
That's a straight up deal. That's a bargain right there.
That's a bargain right there. The bargain right there.
And it's all for you, but for the low,
And if
low
I-
price of $25 a page.
And if I learned
$25 per
if I learned anything about sales, all you got to do is talk it up. That $25 a page. Do you have any idea how cheap that is? How good that is? How much of a deal these people are charging this much?
Because
Yeah.
usually,
Well,
I've
I know. I
seen-
just threw a number. I just threw a
For
number out
half
there.
of that.
no, because usually
I'm
she
offering
only,
you.
usually,
I'm offering you.
no,
I'm
'cause
offering
usually she
you
charges
for half the
100,
price.
but she's giving you at a discount. This is a
I'm offering it to you for half price
This
and
is-
double the content.
This is
Right.
new members on OnlyFans sign up special.
That's-
Usually $100 per page, but for this week
You know what-
only.
and you
through
know what it is?
Saturday, $25
You know what it is?
per
Is
page.
I realized that it's the same deal that I used to deal doing, breaking down an ounce and trying to sell it at 20 sacks. You got to make it sound like that dealer, their product is shit.
Hey,
Mine,
for
mine is the
for-
one you want.
for $1,000 a week, I'll give a lucky gentleman my phone number and I can text him insults and make him feel bad 24 hours a day. Direct contact. $1,000 a week. It's all it costs you. $1,000 a week.
see,
That
that's right there,
that
just
is
for
a
you.
bargain
That is a deal.
for the low price.
If you pay by the month, I'll
But
do it for-
wait, there's
you pay-
more.
if you do it for a month, I'll knock off 1,000 and charge you 3,000 per month.
See, look at that, look at that, look at that. Savings, just savings. Just offering you all kinds of savings for your needs. Because why? That's the type of person that Gretchen is. She is just loving
If you can't
and
afford
giving to the
if
community
you can't afford
like
the whole
that.
month, well, that's okay. It's $1,000, but you can splurge and you can afford that whole month. Well, no problem. We give you a discount. It's a 33% discount. Actually, a 25% discount, but they don't
And
know numbers that
On the
well.
real side
Right.
of that, there are women who make real money doing this.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Absurd amounts of money doing this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a writer. I've got the creative juices. Okay, oh, I could write a strongly worded email. I can.
And for $1,000, that email
I
can
know.
go straight to you.
I know the big words.
The big word. I'll make you feel real bad.
This
Said I-
show went left real fast.
That'll make you feel real bad, but you got to use a dictionary first.
I asked all my clients, please be educated in basic English and literature, because I don't want to confuse you. I want you to get your money's worth. I want you to be properly
you to make
insulted.
sure.
I want you to be
make sure that
properly
you-
insulted. I don't want you to read my email and you going, huh? What?
I want to make
I'll
sure
make
that
you feel real
fully
bad, but you
understand.
will need a dictionary. Yeah, and that's already your first strike.
When I send you an email and one of the lines is "you're ignorant and worthless," and I spell it YOU''re, I don't want you going, she used the wrong "your." I don't need you doing that because I know which one to use. Okay. I also know there, and there. The difference between it is and it's as possessive. I understand these things. These things are important. Grammar matters. Punctuation, enunciation, syntax, context. I get it. All these things matter.
Communication is key. Communication is key.
Communication is key. It is key. Being properly insulted, you want to get the full message. You don't want part of it to go over your head.
Right, exactly. You want to know. You want to make sure that they know, and they fully understand the thoroughness that you have taken and the time that you have dedicated into insulting them the way that you have.
But then we
You wanna
we
make
have to
sure.
talk to you like a 4-year-old special. But I'll just use 4-letter words and smaller.
Right. And that's your
I'm done.
$5.99.99 deal.
You can have it all for $59.95.
The $59.99.
Oh, we definitely have tiers here.
Yeah, absolutely. The $1,000 you get the
The week,
the
the $1,000 a
Harvard
week.
you get the Harvard tier cuss out.
But when they look back on my legacy, they will say it started here tonight on the show.
Right? It's like,
Well,
that's where it's.
we got transgression going to be doing that one. We got Thomas going to be doing Buck-ass Black Man's
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the
he's
naked
go-
book.
re-
reads.
reading
He's doing
reading
his,
comic books.
Buck ass book reading. We got Gretchen doing we got Gretchen doing $1,000 emails.
What you doing?
So-
What's your grift? What's your grift, Angry?
I could do programming naked. That's about it.
Yes. See,
Or-
we're not having
yeah.
final thoughts tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and all this
Sid.
in between. We're just having what's your grift?
So we're just having thoughts.
What's your their
So
thoughts? All right,
we're just
they're
having
good
fun.
ones.
Or I could just get buck ass naked and put on a pair of gloves and like 3D print shit.
Okay. I mean,
That's be my only grift. 3D naked printing.
has anyone capitalized on 3D naked printing yet? I don't think they have. I've
don't
not
know.
heard of it.
I mean, that's a very unique niche. That's a very unique niche.
Well, I mean, 3D printers still fairly expensive though. Like, I don't know many people that have one.
No,
So I don't.
they go in
They've
from
they've
like
come down quite a bit.
Have they?
yeah, they go anywhere from
Yeah.
like I've seen them go like $25 up to $10,000.
$25, really? I didn't know you could get an inkjet printer for that cheap. I didn't know you could get a dot matrix printer that cheap. Unless it's at a garage sale.
But yeah, I get that. That's my grift. Gambit, what's your grift?
Gambit, what's your grift?
Oh god.
Playing the game, that's final thoughts. What's your grift?
I got mine. I take that
You
back.
know what
Mine,
I was?
mine is
You
naked
know what I
IT
was
work.
thinking? I was
Bass
thinking.
voice,
I was-
beard waxing.
There you go.
You know what? I like it even better.
You could
I was-
you could read you could just read like poetry while you're waxing your beard.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Sing Barry White songs while you wax your beard.
I was making fun of Laura Trump wanting to sing.
Please don't.
Not my heart.
I was
will go
making.
on.
I made fun of her wanting to sing that, and somebody, one of our friends, asked me to sing the song, the Celine Dion song, and I was like, maybe. Like, I'm not doing the high part though. I smoke too much. I'll put my mask.
Oh well, see, man. The whole purpose of it is for you to do the high notes, man. You got to do the high notes. You got to do the high notes.
I'm gonna see if I can find the me first and the Gimmy's version.
Give me first.
Oh. And so now, that is all of our grifts. And that brings us to the end of this show. So now that
Mercifully.
mercifully, the show has ended. And now with Thomas, hopefully, we'll see you back next week. Coming up next, we've got Conversations with T. Nathan. Stick around, you'll learn something, you'll have a couple laughs. And, yeah. Yeah. Always great
Get your
talking to you
grift.
two.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody out there, get your grift. Find your grift
Everybody.
and get it.
Find your grift. Get your grift on. All right?
All right.
All right.
Later.
Take care, everybody.